Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, I guess, almost, and all of that. This is another one of my chapter review thingies. Um, Again, I'm recording this very early in the morning. That's why I'm a little out of sorts again. But yeah, um, doing another one of these. It's almost Christmas time. Can't wait for that. But yeah, should probably start talking about chapter 569, the Swordsman's Moment. Now, I've been doing a pretty horrible job of letting people know in the actual review, but if you have not read up to this chapter in the manga, let alone read past where we are on the normal podcast, Life Lessons, the Gintama manga cast, please don't listen to this. I don't want to spoil you, and that's going to be your only warning. I will give you a couple of seconds to turn off your iPod, and okay, I think they're gone. I can talk about chapter 569. So, this chapter was fucking funny. Like, seriously, this chapter had me laughing out loud. Seriously, I like the way it starts off is amazing. With obviously Gin and Shinpachi and Bonsai and the rest running into Bato, the second division commander of the Harusame Pirates, I think. I know I keep forgetting that for some reason, probably because it's not really all that important, possibly. And I love how this chapter starts off with Gin in shock, trying to he looks like he's having a realization, and then on the next page, just a full glorious, well, almost full page spread of just Gin whispering to Bato that someone drew on his face. just I love how I love how I love how serious Gintoki looks when he tells him that. It's like that, like, I know it was like 2 pages, but the build-up was still so great, and I can't wait to see how they handle this in the anime, because I imagine they're gonna needlessly build this up so much. I hope they milk this for all it's worth, because this was such a great build-up to a great punchline. probably the funniest thing about this entire chapter. I'm sorry, I can't get over it. It's so great. This is the kind of stuff that I've been kind of missing since I've started reading the manga, or at least reading current manga happenings. Oh my god, I'm tearing up. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say other than that's great. So amazing. And I mean, I love how it just kind of keeps going on, where Gin's just, keeps telling him, "Oh man, hey, are you okay, dude? You probably shouldn't take oh man, your eyes are sewn shut. Oh, you really shouldn't take that lightly. Are you being bullied or something?" Like, I love how he's doing the same shit to Bato he did to Sachi, or Shachi, the prisoner that he met a little while ago, who he ended up becoming manga partners with. That's still like the weirdest subplot in the entire series, but that's neither here nor there. He's just constantly giving him shit, and then calling out his other Harusame troops for laughing at him when they're clearly not. Just overall, just being an asshole. And I think I kind of miss that about not just Gintoki, but the series overall. Like, obviously Gintama for I think almost 2 years at this point has been just nonstop serious arc after serious arc, and I mean, that's great too, but sometimes, I miss when the series is funny, and I think this was a great return to that, because those first like 4 to 5 pages are so fucking funny. I couldn't I loved them. I think also one of my favorite pages would be page 5, where it's really, like, I don't really know how to describe it through audio. You'd have to I don't know. I feel like you'd have to see the page to know what I'm talking about. But I love it in manga when when the artist will uh, draw like multiple panels that connect to one another in a way that make it look like the figurative camera, so to speak, is panning down, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like page 5 in particular is the one I think where Bato's going on about how great his sword is, or he's monologuing about something not important. And like the page, from the top, kind of slowly inches towards Bato, and then from the top of his sword to like all the way to the little chasm he's created with his sword slash. And I thought that was like a really nice effect for considering the medium. I don't know, I like that, and again with the whole build up to Gintoki and his all, oh hey, somebody drew on your face, like I thought those were both really great uses of the manga as a medium. I love it when Srirachi does that kind of stuff, and I feel like he hasn't done that kind of stuff in a while. So I think it just kind of adds to the comedy of what's going on. I'm not even sure if anything I'm saying makes sense, honestly, but if it does, then yeah, I don't know. So let's see, what else did I want to talk about? So, I guess according to Bonsai, Bato is on par with Kamui in terms of strength. I'm sure some fans out there will just eat that shit up because, power levels, and we all know how important that kind of stuff is. Something else I wanted to talk about is I'm not sure, when I first read this chapter, I wasn't sure if I fully understood Gintoki's exchange with Bonsai before he actually fights Bato. Because Bonsai goes on this whole thing, again, monologuing like he usually does, about how what did he talk about? And again, I'm sorry, I'm gonna really paraphrase here, but he basically talks about how, like, oh, well, again, you basically represent all the samurai that have fallen before you when facing Bato, and yada yada yada, and you carry the will of every broken samurai, or whatever, something dumb like that. And obviously Gin, staying in character, is like, none of that matters to me, like, at all. Shut up, Bonsai. I only care about the pride of Takasugi, basically, which, I didn't really fully understand that exchange at first, but the more I thought about it, I guess in Gin's mind, if he loses to Bato, then not only his pride as a swordsman will be broken, but Takasugi's inadvertently, since he and Gin were rivals as children, growing up. If Bato were to beat Gin, which isn't going to happen, but if Bato were to beat Gin, I think that would inadvertently make Takasugi feel like, oh shit, this random guy fucking beat the guy I was trying to beat, that I maybe beat once and then never again. How can he beat him when I couldn't beat him? And oh no, I feel like shit. Oh no, my pride as a samurai is broken. It is now non-existent. I know that was a beautiful way of explaining my my thought process there, or Takasugi's thought process, if anything. But again, I think in that way it makes the most sense to me, because in a way, if Gin loses the Bato, he kind of sort of inadvertently lets Takasugi down, which, I guess that makes sense. I can get behind that, because obviously I think we can assume that there was a time where Takasugi, respected Gin a lot for his strength, but probably didn't want to admit it. So if Gin were to be beaten by Bato, I'm sure that would probably, not only would that disappoint Takasugi in terms of, oh, my rival was beaten, but like Takasugi would also feel like shit afterwards too, in a way. But yeah, so let's see, what else happened? Oh, Bonsai was awesome for a second. That's always good. Cutting down more. Harusame thugs with his shamisen strings. That's always cool. Nice to see that again. And then him, telling Shinpachi to believe in Gin. That was kind of nice. I really hope Shinpachi has his own time to shine, because he really hasn't had a lot of his own moments since the beginning of like the Shogun assassination arc. I mean, I guess you could argue that he's been doing a lot of his own fighting, and that's good, but I kind of want to, I don't know, I want a moment where Shinpachi kind of takes something away from all of the shit that's been happening. And I want him to have a moment where he has like some kind of revelation that, oh, this is what it means to be a real samurai, or I don't know, something like that. I feel like Shinpachi's, I mean, it's not fair to say that Shinpachi hasn't had any character development. I mean, I think the last place we really got that was the Beam Saber arc. That was his arc. That was an amazing arc for Shinpachi, and I feel like he really grew then. But I feel like he could use more growth. Like, I know he's had one or two moments since the start of all the serious arcs. I don't think he had any during the Shogun assassination arc. I think he had maybe one moment during the following Shinsengumi arc where he protects Kozenigata's little partner there. That was kind of cool. And I think he even tried to land a hit on Utsuro, but obviously couldn't. He almost got killed trying to do that, which I was kind of disappointed in that, but at the same time I understand like if Okita has a hard time against Utsuro, then I'm not expecting Shinpachi to really deal any damage, but it was really cool to see him try at least. That was a nice moment. But I think there was a moment even earlier on in this arc. Granted, it wasn't his moment in particular. Like, he basically stood up against the Harusame pirates, along with the other sidekicks, him, Mutsu, and Elizabeth, the sidekick trio, as I think I'm gonna start calling them. They all had a moment together where they were like, oh, this is what a true samurai is, or something. I forget exactly what Mutsu said, but that was a cool moment. But I don't know, like, I kind of hope we get at least a little more from Shinpachi during this arc, and I know that's kind of hard to do because, this arc isn't about Shinpachi, and I understand that. This arc is all about, the War 4, the Joey 4, whatever you want to call them. It's about Gintoki, Takasugi, Sakamoto, and Katsura. And about the Yato, inadvertently, almost. So, yeah, it is a little hard to put Shinpachi in the spotlight with all this other stuff going on. But I don't know. I hope he has some kind of moment, just something. I want Shinpachi to be cool. That's all I want. And I don't feel like we get that enough. But anyway, enough of that other rant. God, so... Oh yeah, here's the thing. So not only does Bato look like a fusion of Oboro and Jiraiya, he's also Nizo, I guess, because, and I can't believe it's just now hitting me, but the whole blind samurai thing, that's, I mean, granted, this is a little different. Like, I think he explains that, I heard that my tribe used to like close their ears and sew their eyes shut to gain some kind of consciousness. I don't know, some bullshit like that. And I mean, yeah, okay, sure, that's kind of different, but yeah, he's so now, like, I don't know, Bato is just essentially Oboro, Jiraiya, and Nizo. Like, he's just a combination of like different past villains, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I just think that's kind of funny, honestly. And then we get to the whole. I think this is where the chapter got a little weird. Although it was still funny, but it was still weird because this fight is turning into another Patriot reunion, Kuro Konotasuke kind of thing where, oh man, this guy's from my past, but I can't really remember much about him. I can't remember his face. Is he that guy? Oh, I don't know if he's that guy. Oh no. I don't know. It's just so weird that Sorachi's doing that kind of shtick again with this. Because I was honestly expecting the fight to be a little more serious, but at the same time, I like the way the fight is turning out so far. But I don't know. It's like it's weird, but at the same time, it's pretty good. And also, Fat Gintoki is is the best. I think I was spoiled about that ahead of time, but it was still pretty funny. And I don't think there was too much else I wanted to talk about. I think I talked about everything I wanted to. Just a great chapter. Honestly, this was really funny. Like, I was expecting this fight to be a little more serious, but I'm glad this fight is taking a more comedic tone so far, which I'm sure, it'll probably get more serious as it goes on, and, hopefully Gin and Bato will, remember that, oh yeah, I did actually fight against you, because I find it really hard to believe that that they're both mistaking each other for someone else. Like, there's no way that's actually the case. Like, I think that's just a joke. Now, if that were to be the case, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I'd be kind of disappointed. All this build up for another one of Gintoki's past foes during the war, and it just ends up, oh yeah, it was just a joke. Like, I guess, like, I could see that pissing a lot of people off, honestly. I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about the potential of that being a thing, but I don't know. I hope that he ends up being an actual, I don't know, like, I kind of want there to be more from Bato. Like, I want him to have some kind of involvement in the war. I mean, I guess also you could admit that, oh yeah, he was the one who probably, gave Sakamoto his war injury, and, that's a pretty big thing. But I don't know. I think there's still more to this that we haven't been told yet. So I'm gonna save my judgments on Bato until he's served his use. But yeah, I don't think I have any predictions for next chapter other than, like, I'm still hoping, like, something will interrupt the fight just to put a little twist in there, just to make things a little more hype, I guess. I can't believe I just said that. Either that, or, this fight ends up being as awesome as Katsura's, which, again, I hate to get my hopes up so much, but that was such a good fight, and I kind of hope we see a little bit of, that savagery from Gintoki. That would be kind of cool, because, I can't, I mean, I know we get a lot more of Gintoki being a savage than Katsura, which is why, it made sense for Katsura to finally be serious, because serious Katsura is something we get, like, once every blue moon. I don't know where I was going with that. So I don't know. I just want this. I want something to happen in this fight. I want the fight to either be awesome and savage, or I want something to interrupt it, giving and making the story a little more exciting. But I don't know, whatever Sorachi throws at us, I'm sure it'll be good. This chapter was fucking amazing. This was really funny. I loved it. And yeah, I guess I hope everybody has a good holiday. Happy Christmas. I think Hanukkah's over. I don't know if people still celebrate Kwanzaa. I don't know, just have a happy holiday, everybody. I hope everybody enjoys it. I don't think there'll... Yeah. No, okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, there definitely won't be a chapter next week, because I think this week's issue of Jump was a double issue, which means, which most people seem to think, oh yeah, double issue means double the content, which isn't the case, unfortunately. A double issue for Jump is pretty much, oh hey, we're gonna this issue in name is going to cover the next week as well, so yeah, I'm not sure if that makes any sense, because a double issue will be like issue 4 and 5 or something, which is supposed to indicate, oh yeah, like this issue is in name supposed to cover you for next week too, while we take a break, for the holidays and stuff. So yeah, so yeah, no chapter next week, which is fine. That's fine. I want Jump Office to take a break. You know, I want them to enjoy their holidays and stuff with their families and everything, and you know, just have some time to relax and all that, which I hope all of you guys have the time to do. And I hope everybody has a happy holiday, and no chapter next week, so we'll hopefully see you guys the week after next week. I've been Colton. I don't think I even introduced myself at the beginning of the show, but yes, I'm Colton, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Happy holiday, guys. Bye. I can't end this stupid show just right. And now,